Going on, guys? Crunchykieran here, and I know 2 videos in a day. You lucky people. My Detroit Become Human review should be up before this video, so if you haven't watched that already, I recommend you go check it out. I think it's my best one so far. But I am here for Play-by-Play number 4, which is a game on Chalet on Secure Area. I believe I was in a 4-man. I was in a 4-man squad, and the squad I joined, the people I played with, someone on the enemy team used to play with them, or sometimes plays with them, so it was a bit personal, so we really wanted the win on this one. As with my other ones, I've decided to include this one because it does have some good moments in it, but also has some bad ones, so we could talk about that, I could discuss what happened, etc. So, I seem to have some decent luck on this map with Buck, with his ability to open up the floors above and below, and they're probably going to go dining room. That's the common strat, that everybody goes dining room on the first defense if it's secure area. So I'm accounting for that. I haven't played a lot with these people, so I'm still working out who's best and how to do things effectively and who does what, who roams, who anchors, so to speak. So I thought Buck is a good all-round operator for me and for the team. So as you can see, we're gonna join it out quickly. Obviously, this isn't live. I'm talking over this after it's happened, so I can discuss it a bit better. Because obviously, you can't discuss it if you're talking in game chat. So obviously, we can see that the drone finds the objective in the new drone room. I'm liking the new layout. I do like the fact that you can't spam the points. I'm enjoying Parabellum a lot more now that I've got back into Siege. I was really rusty at the beginning, really bad. But I've started to get a few moments, as you can see, as you've seen from some of the clips I've uploaded, but there's also been some bad ones which you don't upload. So now what I find is a Legion underneath, and what I see here is something that I've personally never come across. Is open up the hatch for an easy rotation, and when we go around we'll actually see, there you can see there, he's reinforced garage. So the only way to get to him is via the door in garage and the door that leads to outside. So I can't open the garage door, and we only have a Habana, so this in hindsight would have needed a focused effort to get rid of this Legion, because there's a Legion on the door and there's a Legion in there. I try and just bang through the door, just a few little shots, he knows I'm there, and he's done all that wall, so I can't get that. So I have the idea of, if this worked, this would have been so good. He's opened up the hatch, I know that, so you'll see here, perfect throw, and watch the right hand side, destroyed 2 goose. So my grenade did make it all the way down there, so if he was there it would have killed him. It's just a shame he wasn't. So I slowly peek the angle on the right hand side, leaning the correct way so he can only see a little bit of me. He's not at the door. In hindsight, this isn't the best approach. I shouldn't have done this because I've lost all my drones right now, so I'm going in blind. I should have just left him to it. And of course, I thought he was behind there. He's actually hiding, wait until the goo goes off, and he gets the kill. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have called it out that he was down there. I did call out that he was down there, but we should have made a more focused effort to get rid of him. Doing so would have given us bottom floor control and allowed me to open up the floor. But yeah, not a great play on my part there. So we're going into the defense. We ended up losing the round. I think it went to like a 1v4 or something. So we're going to this one, and now I decided to pick Jaeger because I found recently that using Jaeger, I like his 3-speed ability, and I do really like his gun. If you're not entirely confident, then pick the operator that you know you're kind of good with. Like on that 4K in my previous video on Border, it's like I wasn't doing very well, but I went Jaeger because I know his gun's good, and if I aim correctly, I'm going to get the kill. So I decided to go Jaeger because he has his ADS, he is useful, and if I get into a gunfight, it could be useful me being Jaeger instead of someone like Bandit. I really don't like Bandit. His gadget is amazing, it's really useful, etc. And I'm sure his gun is just unbelievable in the right person, but the fact that it has like so little recoil, but just the slightest, every time I just can't seem to hit fuck all with him, and it's like, it really annoys me. I always lose my gunfights with Bandit, more so than I'd say any other operator. Maybe Buck. Buck's gun's wild. So yeah, we're going ahead, we're putting an ADS in trophy room, because that's frequently attacked. We put one at that window, and we've also put one on the main door. So we've got all 3 entrances covered essentially from projectiles that can go off. I look, maybe try and go for a spawn peek, but somebody puts an alibi down, so I decided to move. Because it's a new group that I played with this time, I still play with the old group, don't worry, this is just one that I found while I was solo queuing. I'm not much of a right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's like right. What do we need? Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'm filling roles right now, figuring out the team, so to speak. So we get an early person off the board, which isn't good. We get a 4v5, which isn't ideal, because these are all plats, so we could be with diamonds and platinums. I call out immediately that Buck is definitely underneath 100%, and I stand on top of the case because they're not attacking the window. They're not going to shoot this part of the room, so I don't want to risk getting shot from the floor. And constantly I'm getting Buck keeps shooting from the floor, as you can see. I can't quite see him, so I think he's gone backside. And I believe I hear like repels, I hear movement above, and I'm just like I've always said, just constantly communicate that. Because if somebody thinks they can see someone or someone's near, and you call out the operator that they think they see, but in a different location, they're like, all right, I can move. It's all about that constant level of communication, making sure everyone knows where everyone is. If I shout out, right, Buck's now above, so it's like, right, if somebody said Habana's above, right, so now we have the last two operators in a 4v2, both are upstairs, and we've got two people on our team who aren't at full health, so it's like, that could affect their decision. It could affect, we have a Cav, the like ultimate roamer, so that could affect their decision. They get the reset off there. But yeah, it's all about just let people know. Even if you're just talking to yourself, just be like, right, just try and take in as much information as you can, especially if you have a good headset. Because this game's sound design is on point. You can hear when somebody repels, you can hear when somebody's above you, etc. I see that there's a hole opened up there. I didn't even notice that was open. I believe it was opened up via Buck shooting from below. So I call it out Cav. Cav gets the rotation, downs Buck, I believe. So we have one up. So we have Twitch alive, and Buck's injured. 40 seconds left, and Bandit gets the kill, and last one's injured. So that one goes to us. So defense is commonly won. If you don't win, if they win their attack round and then you lose your defense, if they win their defense round and you lose your defense round, that puts you in a really bad position. If you can match them straight away from the off, if you lose the first round and you win the next one, it's fine. You haven't lost anything, you haven't gained anything. It's like you're still where you are. Momentum isn't with any team necessarily, but it's just really good to get that first point on the ball, because as soon as you go to 2-0, things can snowball quickly, as I've said before. So the one dining room, library and bar left, and God knows, I've never seen library and bar like very, very rarely in ranked. It's always going to be garage. There's probably going to be a mirror, a bandit, etc. So we set up to take a garage wall. I do the thermite play because I quite like thermite's gun recently with this update. I don't know why. I seem to be doing quite well with him. And as you can see, I'm gonna edit it into its own clip, because on my headset, I swear I heard no mirror thing, no mirror get activated, because when I approach the wall, the mirror's up, and then obviously you'll see I get shot in the head, and it's like I didn't know that was happening. That could be because of the Twitch drone, but I could have sworn when you shoot with the Twitch drone, it still makes a noise. I could be wrong. It could have just been a weird thing, but in my head, I didn't hear anything. So we have a Thatcher, we have a Twitch, we have a Butch, we have a Habana. So it's going to be most likely a Twitch and Thatcher with me to get the wall, the thermite gun with the ACOG. What most likely happens is we get the wall. I just go for it straight away.
Hey, he's coming! Wait, he's shooting!
What? I didn't even hear the mirror open. And me saying I couldn't hear the mirror open proceeded for probably the next minute or minute and a half, because I was kind of annoyed. It's like, what? It's like, fair enough, I was putting the thermite charge on, but as soon as I went up to the wall, they must have hit the mirror, and I didn't hear it. So it's like, I wasn't crazy then. Like, as you can see there was no noise, except from my teammate calling it out. So we lose that attack round. They defended it really well. They didn't actually bring a bandit, so their entire plan was to knock out the mirror and shoot me as I approached, which, fair enough, it's a valid strat. So I was bandit at first, before I cupped it out. I was bandit on this round, but then I decided I prefer the freedom of an operator that isn't bandit, but someone who's also useful. So Valkyrie, I love playing Valkyrie. Her gun has got me out of so many problems. Even though it's really weak as hell, it always seems to lock to someone's head, and it's just, I really like her cameras. She's quite a good solo operator. Like, you'd have to rely on somebody watching your back. If you have Valkyrie, you can just watch your own back with cameras. So with this one, I like to always have a camera in blue and this camera. And then the third camera is either main lobby or wine cellar direction. But I always try and get that cam. Maybe it's a bit too far out. It's quite noticeable if they look up and see that. A lot of people do look up now to try and find that. A lot of other people just throw it straight out the window to try and hit the trees. My problem with hitting trees and grass and stuff like that is if you hit it slightly wrong, you can't see anything. You're just completely blind by the tree. It's very weird how it works sometimes. As you can see, they rush. Glaz just rushes in, throws a smoke, and I try and get him with a C4, and I decide to try and get the quick flank. They're telling me to push, push, push. I was playing it slightly slow. We get the kill with Glaz. So yeah, Glaz that's their strategy. They just wanted to rush in. Now this is a bold move. I'm not gonna lie. I see it open, and they're just gonna be ACOGing all the way down into garage. That should be a kill. What I should have done there was probably wait and like just not give away my position. But because the wall's open, they can't see me. Like from any angle, they can't see me unless they look through the drone hole. They can't see me. But they're not going to be looking through the drone hole. They've just opened garage wall. They're going to be looking all the way into objective. So if I sit here, wait for the push, I'll have them in my sights before they can see me. So that's the idea. I get rid of the barbed wire because it's in a weird position. It was mainly there for the drones, I think. But if the enemy's clever, they could hear me stood in that and could hear it rustling, and it was just annoying me when I was trying to concentrate. So I've got a minute left, 4v4, and garage wall is open. I keep checking the cams. They got my outside one, so I can't see who's pushing. And so now it's waiting game. Now it's all about when do I push? Do I push? Do I try and get... Because I know they're going to be stood there. I know roughly where to aim. So it's like, do I try and push that? Do I try and get a kill? And in the end, as you'll see, it was just really, really, really good timing on my part and bad timing on their part. Because, yeah, it went rather well. So I'm constantly checking behind. I've been spotted. So as soon as I get spotted... There we go. As you can see, they both tried to rush in, and they both had their guns down. The drone spotted me. Once that, I would have had a red triangle on my position, and I was had no way able to move. So I felt like I had to move, and instead of just running away aimlessly, as you can see, I aimed where I knew they were going to be. I was anticipating them being behind the snowmobile or to that direction, so I aimed, and they just happened to be in my sight. So I just held down the trigger, killed one, aimed to the other one, and luckily got the kill, which ended up turning it into a 4v2. The other two people got the kills, and we rounded off the win. Despite having garage wall open for most of the match, for most of the round, and a rush from Glaz, we managed to close it out, which was a very good thing. I really enjoyed that one because I wasn't having my best game up until then. I didn't die with Jaeger, but I haven't really done anything on attack this round, and I would have preferred not to die. So we're going thermite. They have library or bar. Library is very difficult because all you have is a balcony, and if you sit on that balcony, you can cover 3 different windows, and it's a nightmare if you're trying to anchor on site. So most likely they're going to go bar because they'll probably have a mirror set up. So if you get into the gaming room next to bar, then I think it's the gaming room, the poker room, whatever it is. If you get into there, there's a hatch above that they can watch from library. Somebody else can watch that. If you can cover that way, then you can cover the blue stairwell. Then you've just got to cover main lobby, and there are so many doors and windows on main lobby. So main bar is like the 3rd most preferred, but it's really not picked above all else. So I checked garage quickly to see if any hatches are open, and as you can see, we're droning out. See a bandit. So they are in fact in bar, and they have a mirror and a bandit again. They have Vigil, the Roma, Frost, and a Legion. Frost has seen a lot more play recently, so I'm looking out for the spawn peaks. I've started doing this recently. I've started just randomly tapping through windows just in case. Shooting through common walk past points where I know people are going to be rotating around doors where people spawn peek just in case. Because if you anticipate somebody being there and you shoot somebody before they're even there, you're going to get the one up on them unless you're really inaccurate. So it's just always best to... The game's not really about sneaking a lot of the time, like I like to think it is. So I have found recently it is very useful to just tap little corners. So here, I see there's a mirror and I know he wants to peek. I put myself in a position where he can't see me. So I'm hoping, out of curiosity, he pops his head out. He pops his head out because he can't see me right now from the mirror. And it's just a waiting game. So I let him know I'm there. I do a little peek out. And I see him walk about. So Twitch right now is getting the mirrors currently. And we've got 2 roamers off the board. A third. So we've got 2 mirrors open right now. And no mirrors in there. We get the headshot. So now it's a 5v1. And this, I was worried about this because there are 2 or 3 hatches open. And I was legioned. And it went down to a 3v1 or a 4v1. And I did not know which one it was going to come down. And I was worried then that it could all go wrong. But Twitch getting the mirrors then was very helpful. It cut off her anchoring ability massively. All I had to do then was hold the angle, get the headshot. I did. So that's an anchor off the board, and then we could push into objective and break the mold. And we got the first attacking win of the entire match. So now, of the entire match? Yeah, I think that's right. If I'm wrong, oh well. And now we're going in 3-2, and we've won all our defences, and we're feeling good. So I decided to go Valkyrie again because it worked for me, and they like to rush. So I thought, right, get my cameras, because we're going to have to go bar as well. So there's quite a lot of places I can put my cams here. I can put main lobby, blue, and above, so to speak. And we'll actually find that the above camera, which I think of on the fly, actually ended up maybe not winning it, but certainly helping at the very least. So as you can see there, the leaderboard, everyone's contributing. I'd much rather that than have 15 kills a game. I'd much rather everyone have like 7 kills. I put one there above the fan. They can't see that, but we can see them. I thought that was quite a neat position. Here, I just throw a mindless one. Just anywhere in that entire roof area is perfectly fine. As long as you can see to master bedroom and the floor below, that's perfectly fine. And then this one, I throw quickly, just randomly to try and get it done. And I realise it's not going to be a good camera. So I try and think about, right, they're not going to come from master bedroom side because there's nothing for them on that side. They're probably going to attack a library because there's 2 hatches there. So I'm like, there we go, we'll put it there. And then that turns out to be like a really useful cam. I'm being told to reinforce. I have 2 reinforcements left. That's perfectly fine. My bad. I'll reinforce. If you're going to be anchoring, what I suggest is you do your stuff outside of objective first and then go back to objective to prepare. Because they've rushed in, their attacking rounds, I decided to hang in this little cubby hole. It has a door. They can't really see me if they come through it, and I can see if they rush through the gaming area, which I anticipate they're going to. In the end, they don't actually. So, again, it's much like the garage hold. It's just about waiting, mostly. And just checking my cams, because I'm being told that they're coming through garage. So I'm checking my cams, trying to relay that information. I've just seen an Ash briefly run past, so I'm like, right, Ash is above. She's probably going to be above. And I calling out Monty. I'm scanning the blitz, because I've, once again, same as I've said before, I like to know what operators there are, who's off the board, who isn't. They see my Valk cam, they get it. And I'm calling out their master bedroom side upstairs. They at least have 2 shields and somebody with a gun behind them. And as you can see, that camera, they don't see it and nobody spots on it. Cav gets a flank and she gets the random, which I think was Sledge. I call it, they have a Finker. The last one is Finker and Sledge and Blitz. And I try something here. And we get the kill. I think, I'm not sure who that was, it might have been Finker. 3v3, Sledge gets a kill. 3v2. Blitz is off the board, thank fuck. Blitz is overpowered, UB please nerf. So all we have left is a Monty and a Sledge, I think. Yes, as I'm calling out, they're above hatch, they're probably going to drop. I'm just calling it out. Constantly calling out, because they haven't seen this cam. And if they rotate, I can see them. It's like, right, they are still definitely upstairs. I was like, right, somebody's injured. There they are. I'm calling out injury assist because I shot someone. I go up to try and get the kill. I kill Sledge. They just get the revive. They just get the revive because that's what I was going for. I was going to get the kill. So we either have a Monty on half health or Monty on full health. My guess was full health. Someone's told me to come back to objective, which I was like, yeah, I agree. Legion doesn't. And this is a situation you don't want to be in. Because if you come up against a really good Monty, you're screwed. Now this, I thought, was a good idea. It turns out to be nearly a bad idea. Because I didn't realise that little gap in the middle there that you can see. I didn't realise that was an actual gap that you could see through. And I'm not sure, it must have heard me behind here, because eventually he figures out that I'm behind here. We've got a Monty, a shield, who has really good pistol speed. And I really don't want to lose this. And the fact that he had a pistol probably saved my life. So I'm getting shot. and we stand up and flick. Because look at the bullet holes, he can actually hit me through there, which I didn't think he could. So I was like, right, we had to get up. And I knew where he was. I knew he was at the doorway and he was aiming in, so we just aimed down the sights. And we get the headshot. And after a bad start, we end with 7-2. 2 good plays with Valkyrie and a good thermite push. So there we go. That was a 4-man secure area on Chalet. A nice little match. An all-round match. Some bad moments, some good moments. As I've said, I'd like to do. And we are safe in Plat 3. I'm still going up a rank. I need to play more to try and get to Diamond. Hopefully this is the season. If not, Plat 1 will do. So yeah, this has been Play-by-Play number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed that. More content coming on the channel, obviously every other day. So stay tuned and enjoy.
You guys are cunts.